Addressing the issue of house lot distribution by the Central Housing and Planning Authority, Chief Executive Officer Leland Saul has expressed that more Guyanese will in 2020 have access to house lots as the authority work on clearing the backlog of applications.
I think what you must recognize, we have a large demand for house lot, and the rate at which we supply is far less than the demand. And so if you apply now, this year for a house lot, it's difficult, if not impossible for us to give you because of the huge demand. I think it will take some time before we clear up the backlog. And I think that citizens should understand that.
In cases where persons have applied but can no longer afford to pay for the lands, preference will be given to other persons who fit all the criteria, according to Saul.
The preference is to allocate lands, so those who have who satisfy the criteria. And in cases where someone apply and that individual is no longer in a position to pay for the land, we will prefer not to transfer the land to some relative. We prefer not to do that.
In December 2019, Saul had explained to the media that as it pertains to affordable housing, the authority plans to continue subsidizing the costs. Saul stated that the aim in 2020 would be to provide house lots at prices even the small man can afford. He was adamant that affordable housing should be presented to all working-class Guyanese. For 2019, there were 60,000 active applications made to the Housing Authority. The Planning Authority has also allocated 1,298 house lots, which exceed the target set for that year. Over the last 4 years, the coalition government, through the Central Housing and Planning Authority, has delivered some 14,000 land titles, a representation of close to 4,000 titles per annum, according to Minister of Communities Ronald Balkan in December in an interview with the Department of Public Information. The government also pumped some $6 billion into the upgrades of 31 housing schemes across Ghana that were left bare by the previous government. The minister said of the 55,000 house lots established during the previous administration, almost half were left undeveloped. Minister Balkan stated that more than 28,000 of those house lots were undeveloped. He reminded that the coalition government inherited a, quote, difficult hand for the provision of housing for Guyanese in need. For the HGP Nightly News, Colwyn Abrams.